Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty. I'm back with another Power Theory, but this will be for raising Kanan and all things related to raising Kanan in the future, as I believe that Kanan's pseudo-father, Defcon's backstory, will be a major part of the Thomas family spinoff, which will likely be called Power Origins Book 2 or Chapter 2, okay? I have paid attention to the Defcon storyline, and as being someone who is a writer as well and pays attention to good storylines, I always wonder why they didn't delve deeper into the Defcon being gay storyline, or why Rock never sat Kanan down. We didn't really get any details. There's so many different directions that this storyline could have went. I question specific people within the story of raising Kanan right now and why they don't know about Defcon's true history. There's a lot of unanswered questions, and I feel like it's unanswered because they fully intend on expounding on the Power Universe and giving us the origin story of the Thomas family, which will then answer these questions over the course of several seasons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain and talk with y'all about all the things that we're missing in regards to Defcon's storyline that should have been brought up over the course of raising Kanan, knowing that going into season 5, it's not going to happen. The directions that the writers could have taken it and the things that they're going to choose to show us when they do the Thomas family origin story, which would likely be called Power Origins Book 2, The Thomas Family. And then towards the end of the video, I'm going to expound on a lot of storylines that we would love to see that people are overlooking, which will likely make this chapter, this book in the Power Universe, top 3 all-time books within the Power Universe. This video is going to be another banger. Go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Without further ado, let's get to it, okay? So like I said, Kanan's father, Defcon backstory will be a major part of the Thomas family spinoff, okay? The reason why I'm saying this is because there's still a lot we don't know, even though this is a major storyline that we can now say is lost. The things that we don't know that was supposed to be explained to us within the course of raising Kanan, but now there's not enough time, which lets me know that it will definitely be expounded on with them making Defcon a major character. Because you got to understand, did we even see a picture of Defcon? There's no family of Defcon, none of that. Even though Rock is saying that Kanan's her son, there's this lot of storyline where it could have been, well, let me just get into it, right? For starters, Rock has never sat Kanan down and directly told him about her situation with Defcon or Kanan's real father, as a matter of fact. Was Defcon set up when he went to prison? If so, did Rock set him up in order to attempt to take his place or move Marvin into his place, which makes her closer to the top spot in her own right? It would have been interesting to see the dynamics in the South Side with Defcon at the top, while being a gay man, right? And Ronnie and Marvin coming up under him and looking up to him, right? There's a lot of story to tell as far as the friendship that Defcon and Rock could have had. Also, in regards to the statement I made previously, we got to throw High Post in there too, right? But anyways, what about any possible lovers Defcon could have had? Or here's another thing that we definitely would be able to see, right? The people Defcon would have had to kill in order to keep his secret safe, but also Rock in order to keep their secret safe, because she was financially benefiting from the situation, right? What made Defcon decide to confide in Rock in the first place and use her as his lavender girlfriend? Now, I'm gonna explain to y'all the definition of lavender and what a lavender relationship is, right? So, in Hollywood, The term lavender relationship, lavender husband, lavender wife, is a term used for what we can call a PR relationship. Whereas you have a man and a woman, there are possible rumors or there's a possibility that either the woman or the man is gay, but in order to look good in public, they have this woman or this man who they fake marry, or maybe they marry for real, but they know the truth about each other, which is my husband is gay, my wife is gay, we doing this to keep up appearances. So we would have to know why Defcon chose Rock. And I believe that this is a breeding ground for a lot of great story writing. The likes of which Power still, we have not seen in Power yet, right? Another question is, with all the intel Snaps and Pop have, how did they not know Defcon was gay? Y'all remember season 3 when Kanan met Snaps and Pop and Pop said to Kanan, "You look just like your father"? We still don't know, did she really mean that? Because if she had that trump card over Rock for real, she could have easily said that already. She could have said, "Yo, listen, I know the truth about Defcon, so you better fall back. You better fall back, okay? Does Kanan know the truth? I know the truth about Defcon, right? But it did not happen. So that leads me to believe currently that they really don't know. How do they not know, right? Also, I believe Ronnie was gay. That's the only reason why they had Ronnie, right? Being this big threat in the streets the way he was, this boogeyman like Omar was on The Wire, and why they had the Cheerios references and all that, and why Ronnie did not like women. It was very hostile towards women and came home from prison and was not trying to get no pussy. Not once. He didn't seriously look like he cared about no woman, right? People don't like the thought of their favorite character who's a gangster being gay, but guess what? In your hood that you walking in right now, there's a gangster that you respect. He's gay right now. And he sleeps with transsexuals and men anyway, right? But I believe Ronnie was gay. Is it possible that Defcon embraced Ronnie knowing Ronnie was gay but still kept his own truth a secret? Is that true, right? Because Ronnie didn't seem to know the truth about Defcon either. A lot went into place for Defcon's secret to really be this much of a secret, right? I'm thinking maybe the producers of Power have already decided to make the spinoff and are purposely letting the Defcon storyline die down and get quiet, because in 3 years they plan to show us within the new show, right? And now let's talk about the other plot lines we would be given with the show that lets us know why we are definitely getting a Power Origins Book 2 for the Thomas family, right? They would have to show us the turbulent relationship of Joyce and Elijah Thomas. We all want to see that. Let's keep it real. Next, the relationship between 16-year-old Rock falling for Detective Howard. Howard, who would only be a regular cop, probably just joining the force and would not have been a detective yet, right? What happened with that? We have to assume that Rock probably was in love with this man. If not, maybe they did it one time and then made Kanan and then they had to deal with it that way, right? But next we got the early life of Ronnie and Unique. I feel like emotionally wise, I might have said that wrong, but I feel like this is going to be a very dramatic and very emotional part of the show, because in order for Ronnie to be who he was, and the way Ronnie spoke about his mother to Famous in season 3 of Raising Kanan, we are going to see a woman that's even worse than Monet and Joyce Thomas. This woman had to have been very mentally abusive and physically abusive to Ronnie, and we may find out it's because she knew Ronnie was a little different. She knew Ronnie was left-handed and she was treating him bad, man. She was treating him bad. This show has a lot of potential to be top 2 or 3 best shows within the Power universe. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's God gifted. That's touch by ink. That's on the dome, nigga.